Majority of us have probably been to the movies before. We've probably went really excited maybe as a kid or maybe as an adult even. And we've all went and let's say we were going to watch a action movie. Let's say we're watching maybe Superman or maybe someone or something taking over the world in a big machine or maybe as a superpower. Now, at the end of that movie, usually for me and other people I've asked, we all walk out of that movie theater and we realize that we have this feeling of, man, I want to be like him. For example, when we watch Spider Man, you want to start swinging from building to building, right? When you watch Superman, you want to fly, you know, or whatever movie it is, you probably feel like you want to take over the world. Or if it's a movie about money, being economics, or being really smart, at the end of that movie, when you walk out of that theater, you kind of have this feeling of, wow, I can do anything and anything is possible, right? Now, if you experienced that feeling before, that's good. That's probably what the goal of the movie was or what the director had in mind. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. I hope everyone is having a great day. If not, this video might just turn your day around. Today's topic, well, it's kind of an in-depth one. It's going to be kind of far out there, I would say, like most of my topics. And it's going to be about environment. Now, how does that first part of, I guess, how does that first little story about how movies make you feel a certain way, how does that relate to this? Well, that's part of your environment, what you watch. I feel like more and more people need to start realizing that what you watch matters. It plays, I would say, an equal, maybe not an equal amount, but it is probably top five things that are up there on the list of that affect you in your day-to-day life, besides your family, friends, and food and exercise and all those other things. But your environment truly matters. What you consume matters more nowadays because people are, screen time or on their phone way too much. And one thing is, this has been probably affecting for us for generations. You gotta think about it. When did TV come out, right? TV came out, or not even TV, newspaper, right? News in general. People would go get newspaper back in the day, and they would read it. And you gotta think those newspaper probably had some type of wording to make you feel a certain way. This is why books and movies and anything that comes from the human mind plays such a big effect on our heads because you're reading another creation. Because really creative people is what can inspire other people to do things, right? You got to think about every book, every, I guess, person was inspired by someone else in some way, shape, or form. Sure, they may have a maybe original thought, but you got to think that original thought was shaped by your environment. I've been starting to dive into the world of Dune just because of the Dune Part 3 trailer. That was a really good trailer. If you should go check it out. But I've been doing a lot of research on Frank Herbert. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Anyways, I think he wrote the first book in 1965. Don't quote me on that. Do your own research. I think it was 1965. He published the first Dune book. It could have been a little later after that, but this was back in 1965. Yes, television was, I think, just becoming a big thing, or was becoming a huge thing back then. So he was definitely inspired by his environment, maybe who he read about, maybe who was around him, maybe his family, maybe that he lived by a dune. I don't know where he lived, but it could have been. So now, what am I talking about that story? You may be wondering why are you talking about Dune? Well, it matters. The environment matters. The environment which these great books and great movie series that we all love and watch came from people's environment. They were inspired by something or someone in their environment. So this is why environment plays such a big thing. And nowadays, we get most of our media and our inspiration from TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, the news. I know most people nowadays are starting not to watch the news because we're finally realizing that maybe the news is rigged in some way, shape, or form. Who knows, right? So, back to the main topic. Your environment matters. Yes, it does. There's no doubt in my mind that your environment matters. And I'd say nowadays it's becoming increasingly more because, if you're watching TikTok 12 to 16 hours a day and you're getting all these good ideas, but you're not exploring them, then what are you doing? You're just you're training your brain to, oh, I have this cool idea. Let's scroll. Oh, I had this cool idea. Let's scroll. How about you pause for a second? If you have a cool idea, it could be about anything. Maybe you want to write a book. Maybe you want to create something. Write it down. It could be bad. A lot of these, I'm going to bring businesses into the picture now. A lot of these great entrepreneurs or businessmen, obviously, we all know that every startup is not going to flourish right away. They're not going to succeed right away. But they have millions of ideas. Not millions, but they have a bunch of ideas. And they just write it down. They write it down on a whiteboard. They write it down on a piece of paper. They write things down. And then what I do is when I write things down, I go through it a little bit, like an idea for something. I go through it, do a little research, maybe write a little summary about it and what I want to do. Then I give it a break. I go about my day. I then wait maybe a day or two, and then I come back to that idea. Because during that break, I am living in my environment. I am seeing how things are playing out, and I'm seeing if I can, I guess, see if the idea can be something that I would enjoy, that I want to do. And usually come back with a fresh brain really helps you out with anything in life. Sorry, got a little off track there, but environment matters. What, we've all heard the phrase that, the five closest friends around you, influence you more than you know. And if you have five, or not, maybe the friends around you, I'm just gonna say the friends around you influence you more than you know. And that is still true. I believe that. The people you talk to, because we're social creatures by nature, I guess. And the people who you talk to, the people that you get your ideas from, the people that you even learn from. This whole topic about how your environment matters can be based around where you even go to school, where you grew up, right? For example, I live in, I would say, a colder area of the world. And it's crazy to me that there's people out there that live in warm areas year round, right? That is just crazy to me. And I truly think that that environment matters. Let's say if you like the warm, like me, I like the warmth, and I want to live in a warmer area. Well, I'm eventually going to move to a warmer area, just not now because I don't have the resources to do that right now. I know that environment for me will help me out so much. Or, for example, if you're on the opposite side, I don't like the warmth. I want to be in the cold where there's snow. That's how your environment is what you make of it, right? You got to grow into the environment you allow yourself to be in. So allow yourself to be in a great environment. Create your environment. Now, I'm saying the word environment a lot. So, what does environment mean? Let's get that definition out right now, even though we're 8 minutes into the video. Environment is the people around you, the things you consume, the things you watch. Basically, what I said before, and basically what I've been talking about. Now, obviously, some of you might say, well, I love my environment that I'm in right now, and I know I'm not going to change it. Well, that could be true. Maybe half of the stuff in your environment won't change, but everything changes a little. Friends come and go, seasons shift, so on and so on. Things change, and it will change. And when that change comes, don't be afraid. Don't try to hold on, because that holding on will send you down a path. It's the slowest way to lose yourself, in my opinion, is holding on to something that is in the past. Now, just try to live in the present. That's what I'm saying. Try to live in the present environment right now. Anyways, what can you take away from this video and this long rant, I guess, about your environment matters? Is that the people that are saying this, I guarantee you right now, go on YouTube after this and search up, does your environment matter? There's going to be millions of videos probably that pop up saying, yes, your environment matters. Yes, the people around you who you surround yourself with matter. Watch those videos because they're saying generally the same thing I'm saying. I'm probably doing it a little different way because of my life experience and my topics and my analogies. For example, the movie theater analogy. You come out the movie theater, you feel a certain way. That's because of your environment. That's because of the environment you were in. So take away from this video that if there's so many people saying that your environment matters, there just has to be a little bit of truth to that statement, right? You got to think about it. If your environment matters so much, then why is there so many people talking about it? All right. I hope every single one of you has a good afternoon, good evening, and good night. And I hope every single one of you can find peace in your lifetime.